Welcome back everyone to another episode of Barry the Bounty. Today we're going to be doing a pre-recorded video titled 20 Questions. This is a fun little video that my mate Mindwhack, sick lad by the way, should check him out. I gave him a game and Saints Row Get Out of Hell. He's playing that, and so that's cool. So we're pretty, I guess, tightly connected, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, he tagged me in this cool video idea, so I'm gonna do it and also copy off him with his gameplay thing. But I mean, pretty much everyone on YouTube has done one of these types of videos, so honestly it's just a thing. Anyway, let's go. What was the first tweet? First tweet was just a random crappy spammy video of spammy tweet of Pug Runs Over Pug Puppy, if you remember that video. One of my first videos. Yeah, just tweeted that out because I had nothing else to tweet, and I was like, oh, this should get some likes and whatever. It's a pretty popular video. Anyway, so that's that. My first video, number 2, question 2. What did my first video? My first video indeed was, what have you done? Yep, I started and I was like, oh crap, what have I started? What have I done? What have you done? I guess that's a meme there. Anyway, that was it. Just a clip from Monster House, the film Monster House. Freaking this character, Mr. Kraken in Mr. Cracker, Mr. Nebucracker in Monster House. He's been a pretty good meme in our family for a while, and so yeah, his legacy will live on my channel. So that's cool. What was the first person? Number 3, question 3 was the first person you subscribed to on YouTube. I don't know. It's probably PewDiePie, maybe. PewDiePie. That's a pretty cringy thing to say, though. Probably that or Markiplier. I don't know. I think I was like, oh, PewDiePie. Watched a bit of Amnesia, and then that's it. Unsubscribe. Subscribe to Markiplier. That's literally what I did. So yeah, that's cool. I was about to say that is a mind whack, because indeed it is. It's a mind whack and a bloomin' tongue twister and a half. All right, your first Facebook profile picture. Yeah, well that was me as a little tacker in year 3, sitting on the bench in my primary school with my wearing tracksuits and a big old hat. Because back then, I, for some reason, just loved to wear tracksuits. Even though it might have been the middle of summer, wore tracksuits. I might have taken them off through the day, but yeah. It's kind of random. Alright. Question 5, number 5. What was your first alcoholic drink? First alcoholic drink was probably some random generic brand of beer that me dad just gave me a sip of. And I was like, hey, that's pretty good. Because, I, for some reason, like bitter tasting stuff. But I tell you what, mates, don't drink beer if it's going to bring out the worst in you. You don't want to do that to other people. So yeah, here's a good alternative. Good old ginger beer, Bundaberg ginger beer, best stuff in the world. Right behind Coca-Cola, I guess. Yeah, Coca-Cola, good stuff. Probably the best for you is water. So just drink water, mates. If you're thinking of drinking beer, Coke or ginger beer, drink water. Water will not make you delusional. It won't make you die in the future. It will, it won't ruin your family. It will. It's the best thing you can ever drink, really. Okay, that was a weird turn of events. Question 6, number 6. What was your first job? My first job was nothing because I don't own a job. If you consider YouTube a job, well, that would be my job that I do. So yeah, but otherwise, no job at all. Yep. Question 7, number 7. What was your first car? My first car was nothing because I don't own a car. I don't own a job. I am not independent. I am 16 years old and I suck at life. Yeah. Because of those top things. Yep, don't own a job, don't own a car. So that's about it. That's me sucking at life. Question 8, number 8. Who was the first person you thought of this morning? Well, that would be my mother. Yep, my parents, because this morning I got up and the TV wasn't on because it normally is. And not only that, but Windows 10 did an update and my PC was on, so that woke me up as well. And it's kind of weird. The fact that the TV wasn't on woke me up. That's weird. But yeah, mainly the computer being on because Windows 10 did an update and freaking hate it when it does that because it turns on automatically. Why? Windows 10, why? Oh man, anyway, so yeah, that's the first people I thought of. Question 9, number 9, who was your first teacher? My first teacher that I can remember was Mrs. P, otherwise it's some other person that I cannot name, but I know that person. And they were a really fun teacher in prep, and then year 1, Mrs. Pearson, I think. Pretty cranky person. I believe might have hated me because she didn't seem that bad a person to everyone else, but for some reason, I don't know why, just didn't like me because I'm a shy, awkward piece of crap. Question 10, number 10. Where did you go on your first ride on a plane? Probably to Townsville, I think. Townsville. I think we flew up to Townsville one time, maybe. That's probably to meet up with my my uncle. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, otherwise, yeah, I think that was like when I was a really, a little tacker, so I couldn't remember much. But the first time I can actually remember would be just back from New South Wales to Queensland, from Sydney to Brisbane. Question 11, number 11, who was your first best friend? Probably the first best friend I have had was Zach in prep. He was the best of lads. He was the sickest of lads. He was a great bloke, and then he left after prep. Dang it. But yeah, I think that was the first time I ever had a great mate. Before then, probably in like some other place, like kindergarten, I probably had a great mate, but can't really remember our friendship being, as sick as me and Zach. But then one of my bestest mates would be Brendan. He was a sick mate. Holy moly. People thought we were bros, we were that close. That's probably my first best mate, otherwise it'd be Zach. Alrighty, anyway, let's move on. Number 12, question 12, where was your first sleepover? It was probably the first sleepover I had was with a classmate of mine, in which my mum was friends with her mum, and so they were like, "Oh yeah, you two know each other. Why don't you have a sleepover and stuff?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, well okay, oh yeah." And as being a tacker, I didn't really understand English that well, so yeah. I was in prep. The classmate was in prep as well, so yeah, yep. Question 13, number 13, what is the first thing you do in the morning? First thing I do in the morning is probably get up, chuck my slippers on, on a typical winter morning, which is, it's winter right now, because, the next thing I'd do is go to the dunny, or just turn on the computer if it's not already on, turn on the computer, go to the dunny, and yeah. Question 14, number 14, what was the first concert you went to? I have never been to a rock concert or any other music concert other than probably like a Christmas carols thing on Christmas Eve or closer, Christmas. Yep, that's about it. Otherwise, nope, no concert. Although I have been to like the Sound of Music live, a live performance. That was pretty spectacular. Gotta say, I like a bit of musicals every now and then. A bit of a musical. Don't know why, but I don't like High School Musical. Probably my only favourite musicals are Mary Poppins, and The Sound of Music. I think that's about it, really. Yeah. Question 15, number 15. What was your first bone broken? I have never broken a bone at all, and I do not plan to. it seems like a very awful, horrible experience, and I don't ever want to. I never have, and I'm glad of that. I'm proud of that. So that's my answer to that question. Question 16, number 16. First piercing. None. Never had a first piercing. I am, again, 16, and I'm not one of those typical edgy 16-year-olds who flip and get a ear piercing. Crikey, why would you? I don't know. But otherwise, good old Mindwake brought up the good point that, when you pierce your dead skin with a pin or something and just stick it there, that's a bit of a piercing. So I guess that when I was like in year 3 and I realized that I could do that without hurting myself. So that's cool. Question 17, number 17. The first movie you remember seeing. First movie I remember seeing. Well, that I've probably seen as a tacker. I saw a lot of movies because that was like the default entertainment method. Watching some VHSs, but probably the first one I remember seeing, or at least the first one that I actually saw and enjoyed, was Shrek. So yeah, and then ever since then watch that movie over and over and over. I'm one of those kids that just watches movies over and over and over. If I like it though, Interstellar, watched that a few times. Star Wars, holy moly, couldn't even count how many times I saw that. Monster House, same thing. So yeah, that's cool. Question 18, number 18. When was your first attention? Not what. When my first attention, I don't know, probably sometime. Actually, no. Here we go. It was when I was in kindergarten, as Americans say it. I can't remember what we call it here in daycare. That's what it's called here in Australia. Daycare. At daycare, good old Sesame Lane. As a tacker, as a tacker, I loved the sandpit. I just loved it. It was a great fun in the sandpit. I got in trouble because I was flicking sand as a tacker, flicking sand around, because I'd make like for some reason I always made like a pyramid thing. I don't know why. It was just the default thing that I'd always make, and I'd pour sand over it, pretend it's like a epic desert scene, or it's like for some reason snowing in the desert. So got in trouble for flicking sand, and I was told to sit out for a bit, and I was like, oh man, I want to flick sand around because I'm a tacker. Anyway, I wasn't really sad. I was just like, oh yeah, probably do deserve it, because flicking sand around, honestly, that's a pretty crappy thing to do, flick sand in someone's eyes. Dang. Anyway, question 19, number 19. Who was your first roommate? No one. I haven't had a roommate at all, because again, I am 16, independent, don't own a job, don't own a car, I cannot drink, and I don't have a roommate because don't have a house. I don't own one or live with anyone whom I'm sharing rent with. But if you must know, I live with my parents, and therefore they, along with my brothers, would be my roommates. So yeah. Question 20, number 20. First thing you do when you get home. Oh crikey, when I get home, pretty much the same thing as mine, I can honestly, probably the same thing for everyone. Getting comfortable. And getting comfortable. Just check on some nice comfortable pants. If it's the middle of the winter, check on some slippers or whatever. And sit down and watch a bit of YouTube. Turn on the computer. If it's not already on, watch some YouTube. And then I'll probably figure out what I'm going to play for my, tonight's stream, which by the way is a thing I should do right now. Anyway, so that's that was question 20. And so that's it, because that's the 20 questions. That's the title of the video, and that's the idea of the video, 20 questions, and the video is over. So yeah. Be sure to like and subscribe, all that kind of stuff, whatever. Check in the description below. My Steam group, I do giveaways every now and then if you're lucky. And also, my mate has a Steam group that I'll be hosting some PUBG games on as well if you own it. And for crying out loud, you can if you want, but don't comment down below that you don't own it, because holy crap, That's just no help to anyone. It's like, oh, here we go. We've got a PUBG comment here. Hey Barry, I don't actually own pub. Oh, for crying out loud, mate! What? You wasted me time. You're wasting your breath. What are you doing? Anyway, so that's cool. Also check out my Discord if you know that's a thing. But yeah, mainly my Discord at the moment's kind of crappy. Just a lot of people there. I don't know. You can check it out if you want. I have an influence on what I play every afternoon, or for other people it might be morning or night. Anyway, have an influence on what I play for my stream or what I, anything really. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. I won't tag anyone because I don't know anyone who watches me regularly that also uploads regularly other than Mindwhack, which by the way you should go check out. Mindwhack, I might put him in the description as well. Why not? Give him a shout out. He's a pretty sick lad. His channel is pretty wacky. I keep saying his. It's their channel is pretty wacky. It's run by two people. They're both pretty sick lads, I must say. So yeah, go check them out. Go check out my Steam group. Go check out Drillin's group, where I'll host some PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds games every now and then, maybe if you're lucky, and also my Discord server. So, see yous later, mates. Yeah, see yous later. You're all sick. Thanks for watching.